Good morning, dear friends. I thought I'd chit-chat a little bit today and record this, and maybe somebody will come across it that it could help. And it has to do about praise and flattery and things like that. Things that I can only share what has happened with me, experiences and things that the Lord has helped me to understand. And I just share them, hoping that it could benefit somebody else, especially from my mistakes. But when I began recording videos on this channel, I think I've recorded before how that got started. I'm not going to go into that today, but, when I mash record and I speak, I'm sharing, and people are seeing maybe the best of me. Maybe they're seeing me at my best, And sometimes people, out of kindness, I'm sure, will leave very encouraging, supportive, loving, and sometimes praising remarks. And that was happening on some of my videos. And I remember, I don't know what it is about getting clothes out of the dryer, but again, I was in the laundry room one day and something came into my mind. And it was a scripture. It was like a piece of a scripture I thought I'd read before. And anytime I feel like that comes to me, I'll go and look it up and bring it back to the Lord and say, Lord, what are you trying to show me here? And sometimes I have to wait. But that's what I did. I heard men are tested by praise. And then I went to the scriptures, to look that up to see if that was a scripture. And Proverbs 27:21 says, a crucible for silver, a furnace for gold, but people or men are tested by being praised. And just, waited for the Lord to help me to understand what he was teaching me about. And what he was teaching me about is that we have to be very careful. I had to be very careful. For, has this ever happened to you? You might be reading a positive comment that somebody's made about yourself, made about you, made about me, or just talking to people one-on-one, whatever the case may be, and people might say, oh, you're so wise. Oh, you're so humble. Oh, you're so, whatever the case may be. And I didn't realize this was happening in me until the Lord showed me with that scripture, is that, what the work he wanted to do in me was to get me to a place to where people's words did not do anything in me. Like I didn't, what he showed me to do was if somebody said something real good about me, wrote me a card, put a comment on a video, something like that, that was very nice and building me up and praise, stuff like that, is read it, yes, be thankful for it, appreciate it, respond to them, but forget about it, Misty. Just forget about that. Put it out of your mind. Don't study on that too much. Don't read it over and over and over. Don't let that get in your mind, and because it might puff me up. It might puff me up and make me feel like somebody. It make me feel like, oh, you're, so wise and this and that, or things like that. Does that make sense? And the Lord was just trying to keep me from pride. And by the Lord helping me to not focus and think about all the praise that I might get, because are we due praise? No, we're not. you know? Because anything that I might share, you might share, in any way we might be able to help somebody with something we've gone through, something the Lord has taught us, an experience, whatever the case may be. Well, where did that wisdom come from? It came from Him. He is full of all wisdom. And so we are just a mouthpiece or a vessel that He is working and cleaning and changing and correcting and all these things that He may work through or speak through or help somebody through or whatever the case may be. And so that really helped me a lot, And not only did it help me for when people said praiseworthy things to me, it helped me when people might say rude, harsh, critical things to me also. Because the Lord was saying, don't put too much stock into what people say. Whether it be good, whether it be bad. Only listen for me, Misty. Only listen for the Spirit and that voice and follow that. Because say I know some of the people that watch these videos, or say I know what my friend, I'm giving you examples of my past, what they're going through. And I might be able to speak to them according to what they're going to. Maybe I'm trying to help them or whatever. That's fine. But, the Lord, if I follow Him and what He tells me to speak about, what He tells me to share with somebody, then that might cut to the innermost deep part of that person. There might be something going on that I don't know about. I may think I know everything about what they're going through, but the Lord knows the root, and He knows the deepest parts of the person. See, we look at things from the outward. We make our decisions and judgments and base things off what we can see. But the Lord knows the heart of people. He knows your hearts. And so whenever I share, I'm trusting that whatever He's put on my mind to speak about or share, that might touch the innermost heart of somebody. And if that does touch somebody, and that does help somebody, and they have kind words and praise and things like that, that is not for me to think about but let's just turn and give it to you, Lord. Thank you for helping that person, encouraging that person. Lord, please keep me humble. He walks with the humble. He resists the proud. And growing in the Lord has before been a source of temptation for me to feel proud or become self-righteous. We have to be careful. So like I said, all wisdom comes from Him. All good things come from Him. If you were able to meet a need for somebody and bless them, didn't the Lord give you the provision to meet that need? Didn't He give you what you needed to take care of that? If you were able to speak an encouraging word to somebody, that came from the Lord through you to them. And so we want to be very careful to not feel uplifted or proud or any of these things. And I'm not saying anybody is. I'm saying this is what has happened to me. And this is something the Lord showed me, that men are tested by praise. And so I just asked the Lord, please help me, not to let anybody's praise or good words or anything sink into my heart that I might become high-minded or uplifted myself, but just to remember that anything I do good is my reasonable service before the Lord, and you are the one that deserves all glory, honor, credit, and praise. So I just thought I would share that. I love y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.